Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General and Command Sergeant Major of the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, Major General Phil Brooks and Command Sergeant Major Neil Sartain, welcome to this afternoon's retirement ceremony. Today, we gather to recognize a special group of soldiers in the Department of Army civilians for their commitment and sacrifice throughout their many distinguished years of service. At this time, we would like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Joining us this afternoon are Major General Phil Brooks, Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Lori. Command Sergeant Major Neil Sartain, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. Major General Brian Gibson, Director, Plans and Policy, J5, United States Space Command. Mr. Joe Gallagher, Deputy to the Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Luann. Brigadier General Rory Crooks, Director, Long Range Precision Fires Cross-Functional Team, and his wife Lisa. Councilwoman Shireen L. Williams, Lawton City Council, Ward 7. Colonel Todd Daniels, Assistant Commandant, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School, and his wife Christy. Colonel Michael Bearfield, Chief of Staff, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. And our frontier friend, Colonel Retired Nate Slade. For the sequence of events, please refer to your program. At this time, we'd like to recognize our former military or civilian retirees who may be attending today's ceremony. We ask that any retirees in attendance, and don't be shy, if they could, please stand and be recognized. Come on, there's a lot in here. Yeah. Thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation presented by Chaplain Major Blandfield and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
I invite you to join me as I pray. Almighty and gracious God, we gather to honor and celebrate the dedicated service of the men and women who will stand before us today. We thank you for the strength, courage, and commitment they have shown throughout their careers. Bless this ceremony and all who are present. May your peace and guidance be with those for whom we celebrate as they embark on this new chapter of life. Grant them joy, fulfillment, and continued purpose. May their futures be filled with the same dedication and honor they have shown in their service. We ask for your continued blessings upon them and their loved ones. Amen.
Please be seated. Participating in today's ceremony is the installation color guard provided by the 30th Field Artillery Brigade. The color sergeant is Drill Sergeant Juan Rivera. Our guest speaker for today's ceremony enlisted in the United States Army in 1997 and received his commission in the year of 2000 as a Field Artillery Officer from the Officer Candidate School. He has served with distinction at all levels of leadership throughout his Army career. He currently serves as the commander of the United States Army Garrison, Fort Sill. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Colonel Derek Baird.
I didn't beat the adjutant's call. I didn't beat it. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Major General Brooks, Major General Gibson, distinguished guests, friends, family, and of course, all of our retirees. Thank you all for attending today's ceremony. It's a true privilege to stand before you as we take this moment to honor and recognize these extraordinary Americans, both soldiers and civilians who have given so much in service to our nation. Throughout my career, I've truly come to understand what General Mark A. Milley meant when he said, "There is no greater honor than serving the American people." From my early days as a research tech to deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan, and later leading units in Germany and Burkina Faso, I felt the weight and privilege of that responsibility. Whether it was mentoring teams as an observer controller trainer at the National Training Center or leading my battalion through operations across Europe, the journey has always been about more than just fulfilling duties. It's been about honoring the deep trust placed in us as soldiers. Serving the American people has been the greatest privilege of my life, and I stand here today knowing that each moment spent in this uniform has been an opportunity to uphold that honor. And General Odierno once said, "The strength of our nation is our Army. The strength of our Army is our soldiers, and the strength of our soldiers is all the families." And today, this statement could be more true as we bid farewell to 7 civilians and 15 military members who have dedicated their lives to the service of this great nation. These individuals represent a cross-section of motivations. Some joined out of family tradition, some sought to serve after the tragedies of 9/11, and others began their careers for the opportunity the Army provided. And all of them made a conscious decision to fully commit themselves to a life of service. And their careers tell this story of modern warfare and global engagement. From Iraq and Afghanistan to the far reaches of Europe, they have been on the front lines of history. They've served in fire support operations, stabilizing war-torn regions, and ensuring peace in places like the Balkans, Korea, and beyond. And like myself, they've witnessed the Army transformation over the years, through multiple uniform changes, through evolving tactics, and new global threats. But one thing has remained: the indomitable spirit of the men and women in uniform and the civilians who support them. And each of you leaves behind a legacy of leadership and mentorship. You have touched countless lives, mentored young soldiers, and set an example for all of us to follow. I know from my own experience, having had the privilege to mentor and coach at the National Training Center, that the impact of great leaders stays with you throughout your career. And you have all been that great leader, ensuring that those who follow in your footsteps are better prepared for the challenges ahead. And we cannot forget our families. Military families are often the unsung heroes in our service. The long nights, the deployments, the missed holidays, none of this would have been possible without your support. Your strength, your resilience have been the foundation of our success. And to all of our retirees and those in front of us today, as you embark on this new chapter, remember that your contributions to the Army and to this nation will continue to resonate. Whether you choose to take on new roles as mentors, leaders in your communities, or simply enjoy a well-earned retirement, your legacy will live on in the lives that you have touched. In closing, I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Your dedication, your sacrifices, and your unwavering commitment have made a difference not only in the Army, but in the lives of the American people. And as I look around today, I see a room full of fantastic soldiers, individuals who have truly left their mark on our nation and our Army. And congratulations to each and every one of you on your retirement. And thank you for your service. Good luck in your future endeavors, and may you find peace and fulfillment in the years ahead. Fire strong.
Today, we are privileged to recognize our retirees for their loyal and faithful service. Colonel Baird will present each retiree with their End of Service Award and Retirement Certificate, certifying that each retiree has served faithfully and honorably. Additionally, each retiree will receive a certificate of appreciation signed by the President of the United States, the Commanding General's Coin for Excellence, and a case flag provided by the Fort Sill Retiree Council or a coveted Fires Afghan in honor of their service. Each retiree's spouse will be presented a single flower or token along with a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army in honor of their faithful, unselfish, and devoted service. Finally, Command Sergeant Major Pearson will present the retirees' children with a military brat certificate, thanking them for their continued support, which reflects their bravery, resilience, adaptability, and teamwork, creating the acronym BRAT and making them all true Army brats. Our first honored retiree is Colonel Michael Mullins, accompanied by his wife Sheila and his father and mother. Colonel Mullins came into federal service in August of 1985 and recently served with the Long Range Precision Fires Cross-Functional Team. He is proud of making a difference in building a better quality of life for soldiers and all those he worked with during his career. Following his retirement, he plans to find a new purpose, but continue to support the military. The Legion of Merit is awarded to Colonel Mullins for exceptionally meritorious service of over 39 years, culminating as the Chief Operations Officer for the Long Range Precision Fires Cross-Functional Team. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the United States Army Futures Command, and the United States Army. Signed, Richard R. Kaufman, Lieutenant General, United States Army, Deputy Commanding General. Mrs. Mullins is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Colonel Retired Michael Mullins and family. Our next honored retiree is Miss Lisa Love, accompanied by Ma and Pa Love. Miss Love came into federal service in 1988 and recently served with the United States Army Communications Electronics Command Fires Division. She is proud of having the opportunity to serve with so many amazing organizations in her 36 years of federal service. Following her retirement, she plans to establish an independent living program for children who age out of foster care. The Civilian Service Commendation Medal is awarded to Lisa Love for exceptional service culminating as the Fires Division Chief for the United States Army Communications Electronics Command, Software Engineering Center. Her exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon her, the United States Army Communications Electronics Command, and the United States Army. Signed, James D. Turinetti IV, Major General, United States Army Commanding. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Lisa Love, retired and family. Our next honored retiree is Mr. Michael Simley, accompanied by his wife, Melita. Mr. Simley came into federal service in 2014 and recently served with the Air Defense Artillery Commandant's Office. He is proud of serving the soldiers of the Air Defense Artillery Branch. Following his retirement, he plans to stay in the local area. The Superior Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Michael Simley for superior service culminating as Deputy Commandant of the Air Defense Artillery, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Training and Doctrine Command, and the United States Army. Signed, Gary M. Brito, General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Simley is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Turn to the prophet. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Michael Simley, retired and family. Our next honored retiree is Mr. Glen Palmer, accompanied by his wife, Karen. Mr. DePalmer came into federal service in 1983 and recently served with the Fire's Capability Development and Integration Directorate. He is proud of raising 7 children and completing 40 years of federal service. Following his retirement, he plans to travel and play with cars. The Meritorious Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Glen DePalmer for meritorious service culminating as the Operational Architecture Branch Chief. Yeah, come on down for the picture. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. DePalmer is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. One more. There you go, get nice and tight. Nice family shot. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Glen DePalmer, retired and family. Our next honored retiree is Mr. Ronald Bonar, accompanied by his wife, Mary. Mr. Bonar came into federal service in 2004 and recently served with the Fire Center of Excellence G6. He is proud of his lifelong friendships. Following his retirement, he plans to travel with his wife. The Meritorious Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Ronald Bonar for meritorious service, culminating as the Fire Center of Excellence Deputy Chief G6 Information Officer. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Bonar is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Ronald Bonar, retired and family. Our next honor retiree is Chief Warrant Officer 2, Andrew Davis, accompanied by his wife Kathleen and his children Cadence and Corey. Chief Davis came into military service in May of 2003 and recently served with Delta Battery, 4-3 Air Defense Artillery. He is proud of being able to train and mentor hundreds of AMD soldiers across the fort. Following his retirement, he plans to spend all the time he can with his family and make up for the years he has missed. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to CW2 Davis for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as an Air Missile Defense Systems technician. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Davis is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Chief Davis's children will be presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Chief Warrant Officer 2, retired Andrew Davis and family. Our next honored retiree is Mrs. Lisa Micho JS, accompanied by her husband, Jeff. Mrs. Micho JS came into federal service in 2004 and recently served as the Director of Resource Management, G8. She is proud of serving her 6-month volunteer service as a GS at the J8 at Camp Afrajan in Kuwait. Following her retirement, she plans to play hard, do some R&R, and have fun traveling by RV and taking small river cruises. The Civilian Service Commendation Medal is awarded to Lisa Micho JS for exceptional service, culminating as a Fire Center of Excellence Financial Management Analyst, G8. Her exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon her, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Joe E. Gallagher, SES, United States Army, Deputy to the Commanding General. Mr. Giles is receiving the inaugural Fires Class as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mrs. Lisa Micho Giles, retired in family. Our next honored retiree is Command Sergeant Major Bryant Massie, accompanied by his wife LaShawn and his daughter Siri. Command Sergeant Major Massie came into military service in July of 2001 and recently served with the 4th Battalion, 60th Air Defense Artillery Regiment. He is proud of his wife and children. Following his retirement, he plans to be a GS employee and spend more time with his family. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Command Sergeant Major Massie for exceptional meritorious service of over 23 years, culminating as the Command Sergeant Major for 4th Battalion, 60th Air Defense Artillery Regiment. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the 1st Armored Division, and the United States Army. Signed, James B. Eisenhower III, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Massie is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant Major Massie's daughter is being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Command Sergeant Major retired Bryant Massie and family. Our next honored retiree is 1st Sergeant Philip Boyles, accompanied by his wife Christina and his son Connor. 1st Sergeant Boyles came into military service in April of 2002 and recently served with Echo Battery, 3-2 Air Defense Artillery Regiment. He is proud of his family's support and the dedication of his soldiers. Following his retirement, he plans to relax and enjoy his family for a change. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to 1st Sergeant Boyles for exceptional meritorious service of over 23 years while serving as a non-commissioned officer. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the 32nd Army Air Missile Defense Command, and the United States Army. Signed, Richard A. Harrison, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Boyles is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. First Sergeant Boyles' son is being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you First Sergeant Retired Philip Boyles and family. Our next honored retiree is Master Sergeant Joshua Green, accompanied by his wife Christina and his children Jenna and Deanna. Master Sergeant Green came into military service in November of 2000 and recently served with the 100th Brigade Support Battalion. He is proud of serving his country. Following his retirement, he plans to spend more time with his family. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Master Sergeant Green for exceptional meritorious service of over 24 years, culminating as the Senior Operations Sergeant for the 100th Brigade Support Battalion. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, 3rd Armored Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Thomas M. Philly, Major General, United States Army, Deputy Commanding General. Mrs. Green is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Master Sergeant Green's daughter is now being presented with the Army Brat Certificate, ×2. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Master Sergeant Retired Joshua Green and family. Our next honored retiree is First Sergeant Natanya Osborne, accompanied by her husband Cedric and her children Amia and Sanaya. First Sergeant Osborne came into military service in August of 2000 and recently served with the United States Army Medical Command. She is proud of the family that she has built. Following her retirement, she plans to move to Oklahoma City and become a medical code and billing contractor. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to First Sergeant Osborne for exceptional meritorious service of over 23 years, culminating as a First Sergeant. Her exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon her, the Army Medical Department, and the United States Army. Signed, Y.R. Summons, Brigadier General, United States Army, Commanding. Mr. Osborne is receiving a Fire's Glass as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. First Sergeant Osborne's daughters are being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you First Sergeant Retired Natanya Osborne and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Elias Deon, accompanied by his wife Margarita and his children Naomi and Elias. Elias. Sergeant First Class Deon came into military service in December of 1998 and recently served with the 2nd Cavalry Regiment. He is proud of his wedding day. Following his retirement, he plans to pursue a degree in criminal justice. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Deon for exceptional meritorious service of over 21 years, culminating as the Regimental Equal Opportunity Advisor. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the 2nd Cavalry Regiment, and the United States Army. Signed, Timothy N. Bumbleson, Major General, United States Army, Deputy Commanding General. Mrs. DeLeon is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class DeLeon's children are being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired, Elias Deon and family. Our next honorary retiree is Sergeant First Class Aaron Helson, accompanied by his wife Shannon and his son Caden. Sergeant First Class Helson came into military service in June of 2003 and recently served in the 26th Air Defense Artillery Battalion. He is proud of completing 20 plus years of service to his country. Following his retirement, he plans to work as a GS employee, spend time with family, and take some hunting trips. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Helson for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as an Air Defense Battle Management System operator. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Halverson is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Halverson's son is now being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired, Aaron Halverson and his family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Carl Leffart, accompanied by his wife, Stacy. Sergeant First Class Leffart came into military service in April of 1993 and recently served with the 3rd Battalion, 13th Field Artillery Regiment. He is proud of his contributions to the Field Artillery. Following his retirement, he plans to start mowing his grass. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Leffart for exceptional meritorious service of over 24 years, culminating as the S2 non-commissioned officer in charge of the 3rd Battalion, 13th Field Artillery Regiment. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, 3rd Armored Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Thomas M. Felty, Major General, United States Army, Deputy Commanding General. Mrs. Leffart is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Carl Leffart and family. Come on down for another picture. No problem. Our next honor retiree is Sergeant First Class Carmelo Pena, accompanied by his wife Natalie and his children Andrew, Jonathan, Abigail, and Stephanie. Sergeant First Class Pena came into military service in July of 2002 and recently served with the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy. He is proud of seeing his NCOs and soldiers get promoted and to be able to travel through Europe with his family. Following his retirement, he plans to become a Spanish or math teacher and a soccer coach. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Pena for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as a Senior 13 Bravo Cannon crew member and Senior Small Group Leader for the Basic Leader course. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Pena is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Pena's children will now be presented with their Army grad certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Carmelo Pena and family. Our next honor retiree is Sergeant First Class Matthew Randazzo, accompanied by his wife Kristen and his children Gavin and Eva. Sergeant First Class Randazzo came into military service in September of 2004 and recently served as the Director of Training and Doctrine. He is proud of leaving a lasting impression on the modern field artillery counterfire. Following his retirement, he plans to continue to write training and doctrine for the Army as a GS civilian. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Randazzo for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as a curriculum writer and developer for the Director of Training and Doctrine. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Ms. Randazzo is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Randazzo's children will be presented with their Army grad certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Matthew Randazzo and family. Our next honor retiree, Sergeant First Class Vladimir Ricard, accompanied by his wife Jenny, his mother and father, and his children Demi, Delighty, and Lyle. Sergeant First Class Ricard came into military service in March of 2003 and recently served with the 8th Theater Support Command, Fort Chapter, Hawaii. He is proud of his family supporting his 20 years of service, keeping focused on his goals, and now is standing here. Following his retirement, he plans to relax and start school in January. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Ricard for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as the Highway Operations Sergeant. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the 8th Theater Sustainment Command, and the United States Army. Signed, Jared P. Helwig, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Ricard is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant Ricard's children are being presented with their Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Vladimir Ricard and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Patrick Stevens, accompanied by his wife Rosalie and his son Ezra. Sergeant First Class Stevens came into military service in January of 2005 and recently served with the Ordnance Training Detachment. He is proud of earning a bachelor's degree in Business Information Systems. Following his retirement, he plans to work towards starting a resort in the Philippines. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Stevens for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, United States Ordnance School, and the United States Army. Signed, Michelle K. Donahue, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Stevens is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant Stevens' son was presented his Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Patrick Stevens and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Christopher Thompson, accompanied by his wife Jennifer and his son Domino. Sergeant First Class Thompson came into military service in October of 2004 and recently served with the 2nd Battalion, 18th Field Artillery. He is proud of fielding and deploying with the HIMARS. Following his retirement, he plans to build furniture to sell. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Thompson for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as the Battalion S2 Non-Commissioned Officer in Charge. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, 3rd Armored Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Thomas M. Felty, Major General, United States Army, Deputy Commanding General. Mrs. Thompson is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant Thompson's son is being presented with the Army Grant Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Christopher Thompson and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Russ Waldine Jr., accompanied by his wife Kelly and his children Wyatt and Jersey. Sergeant First Class Waldine came into military service in September of 2003 and recently served with the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. He is proud of being able to serve his country and taking care of his family through thick and thin. Following his retirement, he plans to spend time in the outdoors with his family. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Waldine for exceptional meritorious service of over 21 years, culminating as a senior instructor. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence in the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Waldine is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant Waldine's children are now being presented with their Army Grant Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Russ Waldine Jr. and family. Our next honored retiree is Mr. Angel Franco Mendes, accompanied by his wife Maria and children Elio and Lionel. Mr. Franco Mendes came into federal service in 1982 and recently served with the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. He is proud of choosing a career that allowed him to serve his country. Following his retirement, he plans to spend time with loved ones, stay active, discover a new hobby, and volunteer. The Meritorious Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Angel Franco Mendes for meritorious service, culminating as the 434 Field Artillery Brigade Security Specialist. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence in the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Franco is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Mr. Franco Mendes' children being presented with their Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Angel Franco Mendes, retired, and family. Our last honored retiree is Mrs. Sheila Man, accompanied by her husband Daryl and her daughter Naomi. Mrs. Mann came into federal service in 2002 and recently served with the 407th Army Field Support Brigade Logistics Readiness Center. She is proud of helping each and every soldier. Following her retirement, she plans to enjoy life. The Meritorious Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Sheila Man for meritorious service culminating as an information technology and logistics management specialist for the Logistics Readiness Center. Her exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon her, the Fire Center of Excellence in the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mr. Mann is receiving a Fire's Class as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Mrs. Mann's daughter is being presented her Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mrs. Sheila Man, retired, and family. At this time, could I kindly ask that each retiree please stand and face the audience. You are now one of us. Please join me in a round of applause for all the stage retirees. Let's hear it for them. Please be seated. Distinguished retirees, we are grateful for your service and contributions to the United States Army. You will be missed, but rest assured there are other Americans who will stand up and meet the challenges of tomorrow. Honored retirees, your replacements have arrived. for basic combat training. Like each of you did many years ago, these soldiers have sworn to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and have chosen to live by the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed!
Ladies and gentlemen, remain standing as we honor today's retirees. Remain standing for the playing of the Army song and the retiring of the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please take a moment to thank today's honored retirees and their families for their loyal and faithful service